Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me with some new releases and some of my current favorites as well. I have the new Anastasia and Carli Bybel palette to try on today, or wear today. I've been wearing it for a couple days. So you guys want to see my thoughts on that and just watch me get ready, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I'm going to get started with my face, and I think I showed you guys this in my last get ready with me. This is from Grwm Co. This is their Moonshine Miracle Cream. I've been using this as a primer. It's awesome. It reminds me of like an old-fashioned like 1950s kind of like cream for some reason, but it's a very like thick, rich cream, and it's kind of like made me use my Kylie Skin Primer a little bit less because they are very similar. I just wanted to use just something new. So I've been really liking this primer this month for sure. It's super hydrating. It's gonna be awesome for winter. And then for foundation, I think I'm just gonna use my Anastasia foundation. That's what I've been wearing a ton lately. It is so good. It makes me so happy. I actually have a top foundation video coming very soon. I filmed it before I left for Spain. I have like a couple of videos that I pre-filmed, but I just haven't had a chance to edit them yet. And there's been like some other new releases that I wanted to share with you guys first. So I'm using the Anastasia foundation, and this is in the shade 250C. This is like a perfect match for me. I'm gonna go ahead and just apply it with a brush. I'm also gonna be filming a Sephora VIB sale like recommendations video probably in the next couple days. You guys will see that too, and this is definitely gonna be in that video. This is one of those foundations that just caught me by surprise. It's awesome. I absolutely love the finish. And there is another Sephora sale coming up like next week, the first week of November, which is very exciting because there's so many new releases. And I feel like there's some new releases that aren't even at Sephora that I want. Like I just bought the Tati Beauty palette. You guys will see that as soon as I get it. Like I want to film with it right away. It's one of those palettes, like I didn't even watch her video, Tati's like review video, or not review, it's her own palette, her reveal video or anything about it. I just saw it and I just bought it, and then I went and watched her video and I'm like, oh, I really want this palette, and I already purchased it. I feel like that's gonna be a palette that I'm obsessed with because it has like everything that I wear. I know it's such a neutral palette, but I am such a neutral eyeshadow wearer, so I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of use out of that palette. So I did purchase her palette, and you guys will see a review and some tutorials on that in the next week or so as well whenever it gets here. I didn't get the 2-day shipping. I just didn't feel like paying $12 on top of $48 for the palette. I feel like I could get like a whole nother ColourPop palette or something for $12. So I'm like, hopefully it gets here fairly quickly. But another palette that I really wanted to purchase, and I was debating between this one and Tati's palette, is the new Huda Beauty retrograde palette, I believe it's called. To me, that one looks like very random. Like the color story is all over the place, but it's still my color story. It reminds me so much of the new Natasha Denona Metropolis palette because it's just like half browns and then a bunch of like random purples and blues, and that's totally like what I like. Like if I want color in a palette, it's normally gonna be like blues and teals and like very metallic like aqua shades. So I think that's gonna be like the #1 thing on my wish list for the VIB sale because I think it's like 60 bucks. And then I've been trying out the Cakeless concealer, the boi-ing concealer from Benefit. I'm wearing it in the shade 5. I'm still figuring out how I feel about this. I've been wearing it for like 4 days, and it gives good coverage for sure. It's a little bit lighter than some of my other favorite concealers, so I think I don't like it as much as like the one I've been wearing lately is the Stay Naked from Urban Decay. That's like one of my obsessions, but this still gives really good coverage. It also doesn't dry down too quickly. Like I can blend it out and kind of take my time with it. You can see it gives like pretty nice, it actually gives like awesome coverage. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like it really is full coverage, but I think it's just a little less just like a little bit more lightweight than some of my other favorite concealers right now. And I'm just using the same powders I use every single day of my life: Too Faced Born This Way under my eyes, and Anastasia Glow Powder on the rest of my face. I'm also technically getting ready right now for like a Halloween party, but I'm obviously not doing Halloween makeup. I don't ever do. I don't dress up for Halloween. I don't do any Halloween looks. I just feel like it's not something I'm really interested in doing. It's one of those things where like I don't realize how lazy I am until it comes to like things like Halloween. Like I just don't have the energy to try. when it comes to Halloween at all. Like, I'm not into it, and I don't want to just take the time to try to like make a costume for like any Halloween party. I'd rather just show up in my clothes and enjoy other people's costumes or whatnot. Like, I have no problem celebrating Halloween. I just don't like to put any energy into it. So for contour, I've been using the Smashbox Cali Contour Kit for the last couple of weeks. This is what I brought with me to Spain, and I've been using it every single day since I hit pan on it while I was traveling. I just used the contour shade and the bronzer shade and mixed them together. This is like the most perfect travel face palette. I always try out new face palettes because I use some kind of face palette every single day, but I just always end up back at my staples because I feel like once you find a contour shade, especially on my complexion, like a warmer complexion, a contour shade that doesn't look like I just took a pencil and put it all over my face, like super, super gray, then I stick with it forever. And then another thing I brought on my trip as well is the chocolate gold bronzer from Too Faced. I've been using this every day for like the last month and a half. I've obviously like hit serious pan on it. And this is another thing that I want to use up next. This was in my everyday makeup drawer. I'm gonna film another one for November. I definitely have been liking doing my everyday makeup drawers lately and just focusing on like hitting pan on products and using things up, because it's like very, very satisfying, and it makes me actually realize like that some of my favorite products, even though they came out like 2 years ago, are still more exciting to me than something that like is brand new and super hyped up. Like this bronzer literally came out 2 years ago. It was like not even a big deal at all, but it's still one of my like ride or die bronzers. And I need a new powder brush. Like, this is broken. This is like a $1 brush that I've been using for 3 years. I need a new powder brush. And of course, I'm just gonna buy the same brush from E.L.F. This is the E.L.F. stipple brush. This is like literally my favorite brush in my whole makeup collection. And I have like all these other brushes. Like, I could use so many different things, but you like what you like, you know? And this is a good one. Like, this is the one brush I have in my whole collection that if my makeup's too heavy or harsh, or like the contour is like a little bit off center or something, it like blurs it and diffuses it. So, you know, I really, really like this brush. So for blush, Laura Mercier sent over this blush. This is called Fresno, and it looks so pretty. I feel like this is gonna be gorgeous. It might be a little bit light. Like, I might have to apply like quite a bit, but it's like a satin, very nude. Yes. Very nude blush. That looks so pretty. Like, I just saw the color and I'm like, I feel like this is gonna be my go-to everyday blush. All right, so getting into the Carli Bybel palette. This is actually the only thing, other than a chocolate bar, this is the only thing that I purchased when I was in Spain, because it did release while I was traveling. It was actually in Sephora in Spain. I don't know how much it was. I think it was like around 50 euros. So I think I paid more in Spain than I would have in the US. But now I can look at this palette and have like a little memory of when I was in Spain. So I'm gonna start off with this orangey brown shade Chai. And I was actually very impressed at like all of the new releases when I went to Sephora. Like the new Huda Beauty mini palettes, the nude palettes, they released the same week, and like all of the new releases were at Sephora the same time. Because I feel like sometimes for international shipping, or like when it goes into stores internationally, sometimes products can come a little bit later, but I was really happy to see this palette there. And it was also cool to see some brands from the US that aren't in Sephora in Spain. Like Pixie was a huge display in Sephora, which was awesome. I don't know if they plan on going into Sephora's in the US, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Pixie in Sephora down the line. And then if you guys want to see more from my trip, I have a whole Instagram highlight of everywhere that I went, like all the locations, restaurants, everything like that. It was just very nice to like go somewhere new for the first time in a really long time, because I feel like anytime I travel, it's to see family. Like, I go to Colombia to see my family. That's really the only other country I've ever been to outside of the US. So I think I'm gonna go for like a burgundy kind of look. So I'm gonna go in with this shade Steve. And honestly, I used this brush to use this exact same shade like a couple days ago, and it was like very powdery. Like, I piled this shade on. I say that and now this shade is going on fine, but I piled it on to do a different look. And it just took me a very long time. Maybe it was just the way I was packing it on, because now it's looking a little bit better. Like it's blending easily. But this palette's, honestly, it's fine. I was very hyped up for it when I saw it being teased and revealed and everything. And I actually haven't had a chance to watch Carli's reveal video or anything on this palette. I just went and bought it because I liked the colors in here. But I definitely, for sure, prefer the Jackie Aina palette to this one. I thought I would like the shades in here better, but it's just like some of them are like pretty similar. Like I feel like I could do more looks with Jackie's palette. And I feel like some of the shades are a little bit more powdery in this palette. It's still pretty. I'm still happy I got it, and I can't return it because I bought it in Spain. But definitely I think I definitely prefer Jackie's palette over this one. I gotta try like using some of the transition shades in that palette with some of the lid colors in here, because I really like some of these purple shades are stunning. And then I'm gonna use this shade Aura as my eyeshadow, or obviously for my eyeshadow as my lid color. I feel like it's been a little while since I've like really been able to film, so I'm a little bit disoriented filming. And even before I was traveling, it was really difficult to film because I had to get a lot done for work so that I could take 2 weeks off. I basically had to do all my work for the rest of the month in advance. So it's been a little while since I've been able to like film regularly, and I'm just so happy to be kind of like back in my normal schedule and be able to upload like normal again, because I feel like I don't like having lulls at all. It makes me sad. I didn't end up filming a review video on this just because it's been a little while since it was released, and there's other new things that I want to be reviewing, like the Tati palette and other things coming up as well. And then I just threw on some purple eyeliner. This is from Persona Cosmetics, the shade Plum, because I think I want to add a little bit of purple to my lower lash line. I'm just going to start off with the shade Chai. Just want to add maybe a little bit more color to this look. I'm going to add a little bit of this shade OA. This is like one of my favorite purples in the palette. All right, so now that lashes are on, I actually really like the purple lower lash line, and then I'm just gonna finish up with some highlighter and a lip color. Actually, I'm gonna do something super basic for my lips. I'm just gonna use a lip pencil and a lip gloss. These are both from Laura Mercier. Really like their lip liners. This one is in the shade Rosewood. It's just like their standard nude shade. It's like super creamy too, so you can wear this all over your lip. And then I am trying out this gloss for the first time. It's in the shade Opal. So this is also from Laura Mercier. They just sent this over a couple days ago, so I wanted to try this out. And then lastly for highlight, this is the E.L.F. and Nabella collab. This is their loose highlighter. It's actually very pretty. I've been wearing this for the last couple of days. I feel like this is a very universally flattering shade. Oh, it's super pigmented. It's a very universally flattering shade as well. It's more of like a champagne color, which goes with like every makeup look. Then I also just got some things to try out from Makeup Revolution. This is a Hydra Matte fixing spray. So hydration and matte at the same time, I guess. They just sent over a package. I am still trying to test out. Oh, this is actually really pretty. So it says it's a hydrating yet mattifying fixing spray. I just sprayed it on my hand, and like the sprayer is like powerful. Yeah, it's like very intense. Okay, I feel like that's enough because now my face looks like super wet, but hopefully I end up liking that spray. I haven't tried too much from Makeup Revolution, but they just sent over some things to test out, like some eyeshadow palettes and stuff that I definitely want to try in the next couple weeks too. But that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll list all the products that I used today down below, all the colors, like the lip colors and stuff that I used as well in my description box. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys soon in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.